The Democrats in the Senate are putting on an absolute clinic on what not to do when you are attempting to oppose a man like Donald Trump. In case anybody doesn't know who this is Neil Gorsuch. He is the man that Donald Trump has nominated to fill the seat on the Supreme Court vacated by the death of Antonin Scalia. There was a great opportunity that was missed here, folks, and I'm just going to take the opportunity in this video to use that missed opportunity as instructive and to show you why these men are going to continually fail if they maintain the mindset that they're in, the Democrats, meaning in the people opposing Donald Trump, in our government. You can go right here to Neil Gorsuch's Wikipedia and look at his history, and you can verify this outside of Wikipedia if you'd like, but it's all true. Everything in here. All right, the man attended Harvard Law with Barack Obama. That can be used. In 2002, Gorsuch penned an op-ed criticizing the Senate for delaying the nominations of Merrick Garland and John Roberts. If anybody doesn't know who Merrick Garland was, that was a man that a lot of Democrats wanted Barack Obama to do a recess appointment to the Supreme Court with before the inauguration of Donald Trump. And here is 2002 support from this man of Merrick Garland. All right, freedom of religion. Gorsuch has written that the law doesn't just apply to protect popular religious beliefs. It does perhaps its most important work in protecting unpopular religious beliefs, vindicating this nation's long-held aspiration to serve as a refuge of religious tolerance. Does that sound like something Donald Trump would be for? No. This could have been used in the statement against him, and I personally think they should have crafted a statement and then fast-tracked this guy through the Senate, because they could have changed everything. Administrative law. United States versus Hinckley argued that one possible reading of the Sex Offender Registration and Notification Act likely violates the non-delegation doctrine, siding with Ruth Bader Ginsburg. And what this basically said is that this is basically a pro-pedophile statement that he made. Opponent of Dormant Commerce Clause, which allows state laws to be declared unconstitutional if they too greatly burden interstate commerce. This is pro-states' rights versus big business. Here's a pro-criminal ruling. Ruled on a case where a felon owned a gun in a jurisdiction where gun ownership by felons is illegal. However, the felon did not know that he was a felon at the time, and Gorsuch concurred with the opinion that the only statutory element separating innocent gun possession from criminal conduct is a prior felony conviction, so the presumption that the government must prove mens rea here applies with full force, meaning that you have to prove that the person knew they were a felon when they did it. So, pro-criminal, basically. So, you can go down here and read through this, and I just very amateurishly crafted my own statement that could have read this way, that could have put Donald Trump and his supporters into the stratosphere and put them on the defensive. We in the Democratic Party believe the nomination of Neil Gorsuch is a good choice for America. His time with Barack Obama at Harvard Law and his support of Merrick Garland give liberals a newfound hope for the future of the judiciary. It is comforting to know that seat vacated by Antonin Scalia will be filled by someone with a more moderate progressive tone. His compassionate history of defending felons, pedophiles, and standing up for religious freedoms and reining in government overreach will serve to further the democratic liberal agenda this country so desperately needs. This is a welcome departure from the radical nationalist imperialist stance heretofore displayed by the current administration. While this nomination would not have been the first choice of Senate Democrats, we feel confident that this nominee will enjoy a quick and uneventful confirmation. This is exactly what they should have done. Because his supporters, Donald Trump's supporters, would have lost their minds if they had heard this. And they would have gone after Donald Trump and they would have it would have put them on the defensive. They would have been come out and Spicer would have been like, no, 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 wait, he didn't do this, he didn't do that. But then when he actually read the man's wiki, he'd be like, oh crap, he did. They've tried to focus on this man's more conservative rulings, but not his not so conservative rulings. And it would have just absolutely been a nightmare for these people. And especially if after having been nominated, the Democrats just, whisked the guy through right out of the court. Can you imagine what his supporters would have done if they had realized this would have happened? How they would have totally questioned their own beliefs in this guy. And it was a missed opportunity. And they're, of course, going to go out and just be seen as opposing because that's what their Democrat buddies want them to do, and not actually opposing the guy and using good psychological operations and tactics that could have absolutely decimated these people all the way into summer with this guy. So anyway, if anybody wants a copy of this, let me know and I'll copy paste it for you. But here's something else they're trying to do. What they're really trying to do here, and this is ridiculous, is they're trying to now make Donald Trump a conservative and then tar and feather all conservatives and not making the differentiation between conservative and the R tag, the Republican tag that this guy had to wear to get nominated by the media. They're just political opportunists at this point. They don't necessarily care about opposing Donald Trump. They only want to be seen as. And they're waiting for the next election when they can tar and feather conservatives. So, and do you remember when they talked about Schumer's fake tears? Well, yeah, I'm sorry, but when it comes to Chuck Schumer, I am not overly convinced that he is really as against Donald Trump as he would like us to believe, because he was his biggest recipient of money. So, on another topic that I had covered before, I had said the big three things that are going to make Donald Trump a darling of Democrat are his stance on tariffs, his move to single payer, and his stance on Israel. Now, while this hasn't been widely reported, Israeli forces are pulling Jews out of the West Bank. I think they see what's coming. I think this has been going on behind the scenes since day one. I had made the allegation that there's going to be some deal brokered that gives up all of the pre-1967 land. The land gained by the war in 1967 back to the Palestinians in exchange for the rebuilding of Solomon's Temple on the Temple Mount. And mark my words, this is the beginning of it right here, and the AP is reporting it. And this is actual Israeli forces forcibly removing Jews from the West Bank. So this is probably going to be something you're going to see more and more going into the summer. So anyway, kind of a shorter video today, but that pretty much covers it. Like, share, subscribe. Thank you everyone for the support. I really appreciate it. We're getting a lot of new folks to the channel, and we appreciate that. And share this wherever you would like to. Twitter, Facebook. I don't necessarily care. I don't do Facebook much myself, other than for once in a while I like to go play Angry Birds. And that's about it. So we'll see you next time, folks. Thank you.